and welcome to my channel, Blah Fubar, fucked up beyond all recognition. Got some game footage here, or intro from Mad Max. If you've seen the movie, here's the game. Mad Max is a post-apocalyptic action-adventure game with a heavy emphasis on vehicular combat. In other words, ramming into each other and blowing each other's cars up and stuff like that, in which the player takes on the role of infamous character Mad Max. Most of the campaign, 60% of the campaign, requires the player to drive. Weapons such as flamethrowers, a mounted cannon and a grappling hook can be added to the Magnum Opus. The harpoon can be used in vehicle with Chum Bucket, Max's mechanic. Riding along Max Magnum Opus can be combined with a V8 engine and a powerful ramming ability to destroy enemies, vehicles and weaponry. Nitro boosts are featured for acceleration. Simultaneously driving and aiming, the game enters slow motion, so it goes in nice slow motion so you can actually get on your target. And in my case, put my glasses on and try to get on target, and allows the player to toggle between targets. The game mostly uses a third-person perspective, but allows players to switch to first-person view when the player is engaging in combat with enemies while driving in the Magnum Opus. Chum Bucket will repair the car once the player exits. In order to encourage exploration, the Magnum Opus can be upgraded by using scavenged materials found in the desert, hijacking enemies, cars, or collecting their car parts. Enemies sometimes will hop on top of the Magnum Opus and attempt to make it explode, but the player can avoid that by adding dangerous hazards such as spikes around the car. The player has access to the garage screen throughout the game, allowing them to customize the Magnum Opus for any occasion. Max's garage can be used to change and modify the car's engine, chassis, wheels, bodywork, paint job, and the shell of the automobile. However, upgrading one aspect of the car will negatively affect other aspects. For example, upgrading the engine will allow Max to drive faster, but it will make handling more difficult. The sound produced by the engine changes when the players change, add or remove certain pieces from the Magnum Opus. Max himself, as well as his armor and weapons, are available for customization in the game. Players can unlock new skills and upgrade for Max as he progresses through the game and earns experience points. Many gameplay choices are given in the game, such as either playing silently or aggressively. Despite allowing players to perform silent takedown with a knife, the game emphasizes action instead of stealth. Mad Max features a variety of weapons which Max can pick up and use to defeat his enemies. Like in some of the fights, I've played some of the game already, and some of the fights against some of the other guys, when you stun them you can actually pull your knife out and stab them a couple of times in slow-mo. That's pretty cool. The Thunderstick is an explosive weapon that can be lanced into an enemy's chest, blowing up the victim. Though Max has a shotgun, ammo is scarce. Now, I've used my shotgun. That is, if you push B quickly on your handset as they're approaching you, he just pulls the gun out quick, bang, shoots them. Then you can start attacking the other guy. It's really cool. I like that. That's cool. So melee options are usually used more often. The game features a free-flow combat system that utilizes professional wrestling attacks mixed with boxing techniques, and the fighting sequences they're quite cool. I like them. Similarly to Warner Brothers' previous Batman Arkham series of video games in which the indicators are shown on enemies, heads to remind the player when they should strike, counter or perform finishing moves. Attacks performed by Max during the frenzied state become more powerful than usual. The landscape of the game is made up of canyons, caves, deserts and abandoned wastelands. The game's world is broken up into several regions, with each region having its own unique backstory and landscape. Unique landmarks and ruins can be discovered in each region. Side activities such as races, time trials, invading enemy forts, eliminating enemies, convoys can be found in each region of the game. The threat level of the region is lowered by completing such activities, and thus allowing players to navigate the world more easily. Each region in the game has its own boss, who can be found and defeated in their base. Some of the strongholds in the game are friendly. Establishing a friendly relationship with them through eliminating hostile strongholds will provide Max with new quests and rewards. Max can ride up in a hot air balloon. Wow, I've not done that yet. That sounds fun. Which is permanently attached to the ground to look for new objects and locations. After viewing these objects with binoculars, they are highlighted on the map. Most resources in the game are scarce besides gas. Yes, that's hard to come across. As the game core emphasis is driving, and there's plenty of driving, but it's fun. Players can collect one jerry can at a time, which can be stored at the back of the Magnum Opus. Players can find collectibles called history relics throughout the game. They are mainly photos and notes of wasteland created before the apocalypse, allowing players to get better glimpse of the world. Food and water are vital for Max survival in the game. Players can collect them in the wasteland and use them to replenish their health. Max can also eat small animals such as rodents and maggots yuck, from decomposing corpses to replenish his health. Oh, lovely. Areas where Max can find food and supplies have crows flying around them. Max can venture into the big nothing, an unmapped volatile area of the wasteland that is consumed by dangerous sandstorms, without any food or water present. Rare parts for the Magnum Opus can be found there. Well, you just know you're gonna have to go there. If it's gonna make your car so much better, yeah, you're gonna go there. According to Avalanche, due to the presence of the big nothing, the game's map size is infinite. So it's an infinite sandbox kind of game. Wow. Okay. Dynamic day and night cycle and weather system. You don't see that often in games. As well as a variety of environmental hazards are included in the game. The terrain of the game's world is affected by the weather and the natural disasters featured in the game. Oh, great. If you're no getting attacked by guys in cars, getting shot at, getting blown up, you know, you've got to watch out for the weather and the natural disasters. Gee whiz, I'm going to have to keep my glasses on for this one, I think. So now, I'm away to get Chum Bucket and jump in my Magnum Opus and go and get lost in the big nothing. Thanks very much for watching. And coming up now is the introduction to Mad Max. And it is a really good game.
One such man, one who had lost all, over and over, and to this, he had lost his sanity. His was a never-ending journey away from the phantoms of his past. He believed he could silence the cacophony in his mind and find peace beyond a place he called the Plains of Silence. He now had the vehicle, the weapons, the provisions and the fortitude. He only needed the fuel. And here, there was but one place to go for fuel. Gastown.
Listen, my apostles of Apple! You've hunted well. Here's the fox who thought he'd plunder from Scabra Scrotus. We move out, my creatures.
Easy, dog. Don't bite. I'm not in the mood for another brawl.
This setback would not stop him. He would have his peace, even if it meant another war. And war was coming, because he had created a mortal enemy.
Good boy.